This is the Nutribullet Ultra Personal Blender NB50500. Not sure what makes it ultra personal. So in the box you're going to find the actual Nutribullet blender plus 3 of these dishwasher top rack only safe cups, along with a couple lids and the actual blade unit. In addition to that, they came with a registration card, user guide, recipe guide, which is helpful, and 20% off accessories. Now they don't want you putting hot items in here, and they claim it's because it could expand and change the form and probably weaken the structure of the cup as it's blended. These to-go lids that it comes with are nice because they have a seal on the top so you can click it down and then pop it open to take drinks. So it's good for traveling, putting in the car. And one of them has a handle on it. One of the 3 containers has a handle on it, which is also easy to grab if you're out and about. These blades are no joke. Again, it says on the instructions to be really careful around the blades, and absolutely I would follow the instructions on how to store these because they are way more sharp, in my opinion, than the previous model that we've owned here, and I'll show you that later in the video. So we'll get everything set up here, and we're going to make a quick strawberry, banana, and water smoothie. Just everything kind of room temperature, slightly chilled in some cases. But the idea here is just to be able to run it and see what the decibel level's at, and also see how it works. So once you get the cap on, you have to screw it onto the unit itself. And when you do that, you have to, used to be you push down and it would run on the old one, but in this case, you turn it clockwise, and then eventually you get that last little click at the end. And when you do that, the 2 buttons appear. So it's kind of a safety feature. The buttons don't appear until you do that click at the end. The top button is on and off, and the lower button is a pulse, so it only works when your finger's on it, the dotted circle one. So you can see when this blends, it peaks out at around high 80s, like 88 decibels, and the room to compare that with is about 30 decibels. So it's still pretty loud. I guess it says it's near an automobile, which I never realized was that loud. Now for a quick taste test. It's good because it's healthy. When you unscrew the cap, you'll see this nice little lip on the edge, which is a nice little catch for all the debris. It doesn't catch all of it, but it catches a pretty good amount of it, which is a new feature, so it doesn't all drip down into the little crevice where it's hard to clean out over time after many uses. Now I'm just going to show you the old unit that's kind of been worn down, and this new unit's going to replace for us. The old unit's a Nutribullet 900 watt, and you can see here where it's had stuff build up over the years. It doesn't always catch very good when you try to start it. It's kind of it takes a little bit of wrangling to get it started. But basically you can see on the gasket that goes on the inside, I'm just going to peel that off, and on the inside of the gasket you can see where that's built up, and that's been cleaned over the years. It's just, you know, naturally, I would say naturally occurring. We're not like super duper cleaners, but we try to keep it clean to get it to last as long as we can. And just a side-by-side of the old blade versus the new blade. This new blade is no joke. I would never try to hand clean this. It doesn't recommend that in the book. I would follow the user manual on how to clean this. I'm thinking of going to buy a dedicated brush of some kind and clean it with that so that I don't have to get my fingers anywhere near these blades. And comparing the cups from the old unit, which have threads on the outside, to cups on the new unit, which have threads on the inside, they are slightly different size, which means you can't reuse the old cups on the new unit, which is just an opportunity for me to buy more accessories. It's unfortunate. It's a waste of materials. So the main feature about this new unit, why I went for this specific model, was that it said it was their quietest one yet. So let's compare it to the old outgoing 900 watt Nutribullet. We'll run that with the decibel meter. As you can see with that, when it runs, it's going to have over 90, close to 100 even. on the decibels, which is pretty loud. So now let's compare that with the new unit using a similar ingredients. We're just using water and ice in both tests here. So the new unit's going to really briefly break 100 in the measurements, but it tends to run as it runs in the lower 90s, which is lower than the older unit, which ran in the high 90s. However, it's not like going from a regular dishwasher to like our Samsung dishwasher, which is 39 decibels. And that thing is whisper quiet. The sound coming out of the new unit is a little more pleasant. It's less whirly sounding. It's kind of disappointing for the amount of money we paid for it. So in the end, we like that it's quieter, that it works, that it has a pulse function is a new thing for us, and just not sure I would have purchased this with the sharp blades if I had known that they're that sharp. It seems kind of like dangerous. We're going to have to be careful how we store them. But really the biggest feature we wanted was the quieter motor, and that's why we purchased it. And again, it is quieter from our tests, but it's not as quieter as I thought it would be. There's no way to really know that in the store, which is, it is what it is. It just seems also that these are kind of like forced obsolescence. This is our third Nutribullet blender, and I still have my dryer from Sears, which has been running for 20 plus years. Knock on wood. They're not made like this anymore. These Nutribullets, they seem to have a lifespan of a few years with mild use based on my experience with our now third Nutribullet appliance. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up or hit the bell to subscribe. And it'd be remiss of me if I did not mention it comes with a really nice box to store it in.